We back. The closers, Mark Haynes, Jelani Hendricks, Dalen Mason.
Yeah.
Just got through watching Denver force a game 7. And we have more basketball in this second round. And first off, I want to stop real quick and thank everybody who's been watching and subscribing and all that and supporting us on this journey. Hope y'all enjoying it. We got a dope show today, and we gonna start right where I just said with the Thunder and the Nuggets. Are the Thunder and SGA too young, or are they just getting outplayed?
Ooh. I think they too young. I think they too young. I don't think they getting outplayed. I just think their youth is showing. Their youth is showing, and it's in their losses. Their youth really shows in their losses. Their youth and athleticism shows in their wins.
Yeah.
And SGA, I don't know. He might be the most experienced one on that team right now. I think he might be. And he's doing what he's doing, but he needs somebody to come with him. Chet gave him 19 tonight, and he needs some other guys to show up. And I think that youth is playing a part in they losses.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna say they too young. I just think Denver is good. And I think the way the game is played today, the regular season favors younger teams.
Sure.
Because they the number one seed out west, out east it was Cleveland, right? Yeah. And even think about it. When the last time a veteran team been a number one seed?
Yeah.
It's been a veteran team, right? It's been a while. It's been a long time. It used to be the veterans.
Warriors.
Probably, right?
Warriors,
yeah, that was what, 2018 or something like that?
Yeah.
So I don't think they too young. I just think they playing a tough team. They could still win this series. It's possible they're gonna go back home. But yeah, it's the postseason is just different than the regular season.
Yeah, that's true. And playing in Denver is different as well. Just like playing in OKC is different. I think OKC goes back home, and I think they take care of business. I think it'll be a close, hard-fought game. But I think Dalen said it best when he said, like, their youth shows in their losses. Like this was a game that was back and forth, for most of the game until Denver, pulled away. And Denver is one of those teams that, they're not going to change. They're going to keep doing what they do. They're going to stick to their guns or whatever. But the one thing that did change, and this has, I don't know if y'all know, but got some Fresno ties, is Julian Strouder.
He's from Fresno?
No, so he's not from Fresno. His agent is from Fresno.
Nice.
And Michi Porter works for that agency too.
Okay.
But so shout out to Mott's and Michi. But he came in and he was a huge spark for them, and that's when the game kind of took off. He's somebody that could play, he could score the basketball, but his minutes is gonna be limited over there, playing behind Jamal Murray. But I thought David Adelman did a good job of, giving him an opportunity, noticing he had he was giving the team a spark, and he rolled with him. And similar to what we said, Steve Kerr should have been looking for in that Warriors series.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think too young. I wouldn't say too young. Now I realize I ain't even answered the question, but I wouldn't say too young. But the inexperience showed, and I think they're privileged to have a game 7 at home. If the game 7 was in Denver, I think Denver wins it. But because it's at home in OKC, one of the best fan bases in the NBA, I think they feel good. I think they pull it off. But if they pull it off, what do they need? Like you said, SGA he's go be SGA. But when it comes to Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, J-Dub, they have been up and down all through this series.
Bro,
What has to happen from them in order for the Thunder to win this?
I think with the OKC is still waiting on a monster game from Chet to kind of really state his claim in the NBA. Like, this is my time. I'm here. Last year he was hurt, right? He got hurt. So I think they waiting on that big monster game from Chet. And I think he has to show his true capabilities. I mean, I don't think he had a dominant game yet. There was a couple opportunities in the, what was that, loss, where he missed those 2 free throws to kind of put a stamp on that game. Yep. And I think they just waiting on the game. He's been having decent games.
Right.
I think he had 19 and I can't remember how many rebounds he had. It might have been double digits, but
19,
I think
19 and 11.
Yeah. So that's a decent game. That's a decent game, but we waiting on one of them games where he give you 29 and 12 and 29 and 15, 6 block, 4 or 5 blocks.
Yeah.
They still waiting on that monster game. He has to have, I think, more than anybody else, I think he has to have a dominant game 7. He has to really put his name on this game.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Like, that stat line of 19 and 11 is decent, it's good, but in the playoffs against a team like Denver, you want that to be your 3rd best player putting up them numbers, not your 2nd.
Yep.
And Chet needs to establish himself as a dominant number 2 option for this team on Sunday, right? And maybe it doesn't happen Sunday. Maybe that happens next season. Maybe he a season away. Back to the too young thing. Maybe that's what gets him over the hump. Whether like I said, whether it's Sunday or next year. But yeah, definitely. And Williams need to step up too, right? Like, they need to, like, the way Murray and Gordon relates to Jokic, they need to do that for SGA.
Yep.
If they can do that, they'll win the whole thing.
Yeah.
We just don't know if they're gonna do it or not. We'll see.
And that's what when we talk about the youth or whatever, I feel like for me it's those 2 guys. It's Jalen Williams and Chet. They have to, like Jalen Williams was an all-star this year, well deserved. Plays both sides of the court, and he's had multiple games this series where he struggled shooting. He's really all season. I mean, all series. But 6 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. That's not gonna cut it in a game 7. He can't go 3 for 13, 3 for 16, whatever it is. And the thing, I think he understands that and will respond accordingly. But I think in order for, and I'm not backing out on my championship call on them, but in order for them to win a chip, Chet and Jalen have to figure out, like, where do they stand on the totem pole of, the head is SGA, who's number 2?
Right.
They the same draft class. Chet was the number 2 pick. Jalen was 13 or whatever. So originally Chet was supposed to be that guy, but it turned out to be Jalen. But I think if they can, and they have to figure, you got to grow on the fly and figure out who the real number 2 is. And like, if they could do that in this game 7, and both of them show up, they should be able to take care of business. But
I wanted to go back to one of the experience thing I was saying. I think I was saying SGA was one of their most experienced. I forgot they have Alex Caruso on that team.
Caruso, yeah.
But I can see Caruso having a big game in his game 7 because he's been in these situations before. He was with the Lakers when they won it in the bubble, and he was a factor on that team.
Absolutely.
So he could sneak in a decent game where he can kind of make up for a bad game on a Jalen Williams or a Chet. He looked like he was trying to will towards his fourth quarter today, but they gonna need them two to step up.
For sure. And
real quick, I gotta ask y'all this: Did y'all watch Mad TV growing up?
Yeah, for sure. Celebrity, was it Celebrity Deathmatch on that? Oh no, that wasn't that, huh?
Nah, Mad TV's come on Fox on Saturday nights.
Okay.
Denver's coach looked like the mascot of Mad TV. I was looking at him today, man, after the game. I said, "You look like old boy from Mad TV."
I wish I was clever enough to like pull it up on the screen so we can look at it.
Maybe you could do it when we put this on YouTube. I had to share it. I'm like, man, this man looked just like the guy from Mad TV magazine. He doing a hell of a job. I'm gonna give him his props.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
That's funny.
That is funny. I'm over here looking at it.
Me too. I'm pulling it up too.
He looks just like him, bro.
He do. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I had to.
Last, and this funny. This next question is not supposed to be a OKC Thunder, Denver Nuggets question or whatever. This question is about the MVP, but they both happen to be playing against each other right now for Denver and OKC. Do y'all think, like, obviously the voting is in right now or whatever, but no matter who gets the MVP award, do you think this game? Yeah, it's a game now. I was gonna say serious. This one game decides who should be the MVP.
As a competitor, I feel like they should put some implications on this game with that, but like you say, the votes are already in. But I think for conversation, I think this can justify who's the real MVP and who's not. Like, barbershop talk. Yeah. Well, you see what he did in the series. You see what he did in the game 7. You see, and if you really look at it, they're both playing. This is a really close race, even in this series, because they're both playing really good in this series.
Yep.
So it could, and I would love for it to be, but I mean, like you said, the votes are already in. But barbershop talk, this definitely gonna have some implications on it, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think it determines it because there was a lot of back and forth because people were saying, nah, we got to give it to Jokic because of the stats, right? And what he did this season was better than any of his other 3 MVPs. So we got to give it to him. Other folks like, well, SGA put a young team on his back, got one of the best records ever, right? I think they only lost 16 games.
Yeah.
That's like, there's probably only 15, 20 teams in NBA history that's done better than them in the regular season. So, it was kind of like even. So for me, it's like, well, y'all had a 7-game series. Whoever come out on top is the real MVP because it was deadlocked. For me personally, if I had a vote, I would have voted for Jokic. But for all of those I was saying SGA, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with them because he had that good of a season. Like, right? Game 7 gonna determine it.
And you get to see the impact, that they both make for their team. Like, I'm sure even right now, if we look at their stat lines, Joker is gonna have the better stats. But what SGA is doing out there is undeniable that he's impacting the game in a different way, maybe just as much as Joker. And that's why we got this deadlock, in 6 games that we get to what they say is the greatest word in sports or greatest sentence in sports, a game 7. I forget how they say it. But yeah, we get to get a game 7 from the two arguably the two best players in the world.
I think it should be special circumstances for stuff like this. When you got two close MVP race, or when you got the MVP race this close, I think you should say, well, if they're gonna meet up, or when they meet up, they're supposed to meet up. We should base who's true MVP off of that series.
I would not be opposed to that,
because it's close.
You never get this matchup. You never get the number 1 and 2 person, for the MVP award. Like it's usually somebody in the East, somebody in the West, and they never meet or whatever. So, like this special, I think we called this being one of the great series, of the playoffs. But going over to the Eastern Conference, Knicks and Celtics got a game 6. No Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown is now leading the way over there. Actually, Derek White is leading the way. But what has to happen for the Knicks to close this series out in 6?
Man, don't choke. Don't choke. You at home, right? I feel like the momentum is on their side. They're losing their best player. They got the crowd behind them. They just need to put their foot on their necks and get this over with, because the Celtics are a good team. They're a deep team. The Knicks do not want to go back to Boston for a game 7, bro. They don't. And I want to see them win. So I'm hoping they just take care of business. Is it tomorrow night? Tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night, yeah.
I just hope they take care of business tomorrow night. I think Jalen Brunson and Cat got to keep on doing what they've been doing. They got to keep on playing that hard-nosed defense. But I don't think – I hope they don't go down 20 again. They went down 20 in game 1 and 2. I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if they can come back down 20 a third time in the same series, bro. Like, this game need to be close, or they need to blow them out of the water and just win it. Because if it goes to game 7 and I gotta choose who's gonna win, I'm gonna pick the Celtics if it goes to game 7. But I truly believe the Knicks are gonna take care of business. And take it tomorrow. They got to do what they've been doing, except don't get down by 20. That's the only thing they got to do. Don't put yourself in a hole. Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think the one thing they got the perfect atmosphere to win game 6. If they lose this, it's all on them. I don't see anything else stopping the Knicks from winning, because the way New York, Madison Square Garden is going to be, you said tomorrow, right? Saturday?
Yeah.
Or Friday?
Friday.
The way that's going to be on Friday, they have that sold up. I don't think it's going to be a Boston fan in that arena. But this is their perfect opportunity. And like Jelani said, if this go to a game 7, I'm putting my money on the defending champs.
See, and I feel like this is one of them nights.
And I'm a Lakers fan. I hate Boston. Let me throw that out there.
Yeah,
this is one of them nights where it's gonna be hard for us to disagree. Like,
right.
I'm with y'all. I'm just reiterating what y'all said, and the Knicks have to win tomorrow. They have to end it tomorrow. If they go back to Boston and have to play in that, like how you said, the Knicks is gonna have the right environment, at home, Madison Square Garden. They need Stephon Diggs and Cardi B to show back up. They got to bring back everybody. Everybody got to be there. They got to, but you can't go back to Boston. You can't go back to Boston, lose. You lost 2 straight. You would have to lose 2 straight to get there. And then now you questioning yourself, and Boston has all this confidence now, which as they should, even though they lost, Jason Tatum, they are still the defending champions. Jaylen Brown still, just like Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, Jaylen Brown he playing with a chip on his shoulder. He feel like he has something to prove.
Yep.
And all of them, they want to win it for Tatum. So they, and Boston is a very, prideful city. So you got to avoid Game 7 at all costs.
At all costs, bro.
And the only way, because unlike well, that's what's been crazy about this playoffs. All the stars have been performing. Like nobody has let us down. From Jalen Brunson to SGA to Edward to Joker, Tyrese. The stars are shining. And with New York, I think in order to win tomorrow, their number two guy, Karl Anthony Towns, has to have a huge game. I think if he has a big game, I think they have no problem with ending the series.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? They need OG to show up. Can't give us 6 points, dog. What's wrong with you?
Making too much money.
What? Too much money for that. And not in one of these type of games neither. Your name OG, homie. We need the OG to show up, man. You can't give us just 6.
Out here looking like a wise
something. Not 6, dog.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I want to ask y'all this before we get on out of here or whatever. But do any of us think the Celtics will force a Game 7?
I don't think they will. They can, but I don't think they will.
I would say, and being an antagonist, I think they will force a Game 7. I think they would because I think still waiting on Jaylen Brown to have a big game.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable. He's the MVP. He's somebody. Well, Finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's waiting on him, and this is a moment for him to really solidify himself too. Just because of it's always that back and forth. So yeah, I think we'll force a Game 7.
So we got Game 7. Now I get to be the tiebreaker. I think we're going 7. I think we're going 7. I really do not. Hold on. Scratch that. I can't say that when I'm picking New York, but then on the flip side, I'm saying if it goes 7, Boston go win. It ends tomorrow in a very, very close game. It ends tomorrow. Let me. Yeah, I got the Knicks. I got it. Knicks Pacers conference final coming up,
and that's gonna be super nostalgic too.
Yeah,
like the 90s.
That's what I want.
Yeah, it's gonna be a throwback series. I'm with it.
Yeah, we need Reggie Miller. We need Sprewell. We need Pat Ewing, all them in there.
Bring Ron Artest back.
Ron Artest meta.
Man, hey, I'm with it.
Even Jackson.
All of them.
But I like that though. I'm going with Indiana. Indiana's gonna be my Eastern choice.
Regardless.
Eastern Conference choice, regardless.
Boston or New York.
It don't matter.
Man, my homeboy said that today. He said the Pacers is the best team right now.
They're the hottest. They're playing the best ball right now.
Right now. Yeah, can't argue with that.
Hal and him, right? Him.
Hal and Burden. Him Burden.
Hal and him Burden.
Hal and him Burden. There's too many H's, man.
And his daddy.
Right.
Up in there.
Hey, didn't his daddy got banned from the games, right?
Yeah, they got to let him back. They got to let him back.
He got banned from all games?
No, just from the home game.
He
gonna be in Madison Square Garden acting a fool. That's even better.
Oh, him and Spike gonna get into it.
Oh man, they gonna be wrestling on the sideline.
Two old dudes in there wrestling. That's gonna be the slowest wrestling match we ever seen in our lives.
That would be on the top of everybody's answer to this next question if that happened. But so far since the fight between Mr. Halliburton and Spike Lee hasn't happened, so far, what has been your favorite thing about the playoffs this year?
Ooh. I might have to let Jelani go on that one. What you got, Jelani? I'm thinking. My favorite moment.
I'll go because I had time to ponder on this. The one thing, like, because at first I started thinking about, all right, what was my favorite game? What was my favorite, shot? I thought about the Halliburton game winner, the Aaron Gordon game winner, and then I was like, the one thing that I really love about this year's playoffs that I feel like hasn't been in the past or for some time now is the physicality that the referees are letting the players play with. Like, you remember the moment in back to y'all Lakers when Edwards was pushing LeBron and there was no call. That's clearly, the last 10, 15 years, that's clearly a foul.
Right.
But it wasn't impacting the game. He wasn't stopping LeBron from doing anything. LeBron had a ball, so the ref didn't call it.
Right.
And just how physical and stuff, teams in both sides. It's not, there hasn't been many games where it's like, oh, the refs cheated them or the refs got involved or whatever. So I'm loving the style of play that we're getting this playoffs, especially with all these, nostalgic matchups that we getting and potentially go get in this next round. So that's my favorite.
Okay.
I would say that's definitely a good point. Even the score's been a little lower. It ain't no 120 to 133, right? That's part of the physicality piece. But what I'll say my favorite piece of the playoffs is it's just been entertaining. It's been competitive.
Yeah.
Like almost every series has been a really good series. It has some type of highlight, whether the two teams are just evenly matched or one player stood up and stood out and outshined folks. Like, it's just been a entertaining playoffs overall, and it's been a little unpredictable too.
Right.
Because growing up, in the past, you kind of already knew who was going to win, who was going to lose, who's going to be in the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. This year, you don't know. Like right? It kind of remind me of the NFL playoffs. Because in the NFL, sometimes it'd be two teams in the NFC or AFC championship. Like, damn, how did that happen? How they get there?
Right.
And that happens a lot in the NFL, but the NBA not so much. But this year and a little bit of last year too, just things being unpredictable make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I agree. You know what?
What you got for us, Mace? What you got?
My favorite moment of the playoffs is seeing Ant Edwards walking the streets of LA after getting them up out of here. That showed me he is different. He don't care. He didn't have a whole bunch of security around him. And you seen the love of LA allowing him to do that.
Yeah.
That shows the respect not only does the NBA have for him, but the respect that he's earning from people outside of the NBA fans. That was one of my favorite moments, seeing that. Seeing like, now I'm about to walk around this what is it, crypto? I'm about to walk around the crypto. What's happening? Who out here? It's me, Ant Edwards. I just took your boy out, gave him a little spanking, set him down. Luka who? LeBron who? Go to bed. You know what I mean? Big boys out here to play. The Wolves is out. So
Wolves is out.
Seeing that and him not backing down, like he's one of my favorite. Well, he's currently my favorite player, but just seeing that, like he has that bravado about himself. Like, I'm not afraid of nothing, and I'm not backing down from nothing. Fans, your mama, your daddy, your kids, it don't matter. Like, I like seeing that from somebody that's like he ain't afraid. So that's my favorite moment, seeing him walking around the crypto, man.
That says a lot. That says a lot coming from a Laker fan too.
For sure. For sure. Die hard.
And he even said it. He was like, "I just eliminated y'all. Why y'all rocking with me?" I can't remember his exact words, but that was
it was something
message.
like that. Yeah.
And I was just like, if I was out there, well, I was out there actually. But if I had actually crossed his path that night, I would have been trying to dap him up. All that.
Right.
Even though he was eliminated, I like him that much, bro.
Yep.
I like Anthony Edwards that much.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was a really dope moment. That was like we all had some good answers right there, man. And but that's gonna be one that's gonna stick around, for a long time, especially if he win a chip this year.
Right.
He that's gonna be something that people go back and think about when you looking over the year he had or the playoff run that he had.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we ever seen nobody do nothing like that. Who have we ever seen just step out like, I'm about to walk up to the street?
He said, "I'm different." He said, "I'm different."
With the hat to the side like this, though. Like,
yeah.
What we saying? I'm man Edwards. I'm turn my whole hat like this. Now what? Like that right there, man. Just the ultimate confidence. Like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. He a different animal, man. And this is the closure or the ending of this episode, and we will be back. I don't know if we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna try to do tomorrow night. Tomorrow night might be tough, but we're gonna work on it. But we will be back. Thank y'all again for following along.
Can I ask Dalen a question before we go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because he got on that Raider hat today.
I knew it. What's up, man?
Ask real quick. Just
talk to me,
Mark. So the NFL schedule was released yesterday.
Man, did you see that?
Who you said what?
Did you see that schedule?
I did. I want to know, as a Raider fan, is there any matchups that you excited for that you've seen?
All of them.
That was a Raider fan answer.
All of them. Bring them on.
No hesitation.
All of them.
He didn't even think, Mark. He didn't even think like, oh, what we got going on? Who we play? Do we play on Thanksgiving, Christmas? You just all of them.
Bring them on.
They want all the smoke.
I am excited about this Raider team. I don't want to jinx it too much, but the pieces they've been making or they've made this offseason, hey, I think we're gonna put the Raiders back on the map. Bring them all on.
I can't wait till football season. We do this during football season. I cannot wait. Oh my God.
You don't see me after week 2. You know what time it is, man. Hey, look, everybody got hurt.
Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious. It's gonna be a pro football season.
Love it. Can't wait.
Well, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, the closers, we closing this thing out. Until next time. Peace.